Hi lovely people, I'm Suzy Reading from the team at Nourish, and I want to take a look today at ways that we can dial down guilt, because maternal guilt looms really large. I think it's a common theme for just about every mum, and it so often gets in the way of us taking care of ourselves. So step one is to take a look at the purpose of guilt. Guilt forms a really important purpose. It's there to help us live in harmony. It's there to facilitate group cohesion. If you think about what life would be like in the absence of guilt, well, it would be pretty chaotic, okay? So there's a really good reason why we need guilt. However, let's look at what guilt does for us. It serves as a messenger. Okay, it's a signal from our body, from our mind, inviting us to check in. Okay, it's inviting us to observe where our moral compass is at. And from that perspective, it's really important that we don't eliminate it, right? It's not about eliminating it. It's about making space for it. Okay, but that leads us on to our second point. And that's observing the truth that the presence of guilt does not mean that we've transgressed our moral code. Okay, that's a really big one. Just because you feel a sense of guilt does not mean that there's a valid reason for feeling guilty. It doesn't mean that you are guilty. It doesn't mean that you've done something wrong. It's just an opportunity for you to check in, to observe your values, to think about what's important to you in this moment, and ask yourself, well, what is the action that helps me achieve what I would like to achieve in this moment? Right? Or what's the value that I'd like to set into motion with my choice? Okay. So there's the third step. It's asking yourself, what's important to me? It's checking in with your moral code and asking what action will help me achieve my desired outcome in this particular circumstance. And we take action in service of our values. That's how we feel aligned, and we can do that even in the presence of guilt. Okay, it's about making peace with it. And I'm pretty sure that if we dig a little bit deeper, if we take a look at what lies underneath guilt, well, I think quite often it's a really big reservoir of love. Yeah, we love our families, we love our children, the health of our family, the health of our relationships are enormously important to us. Yeah, so that's why we feel a sense of guilt about, is it okay for me to go out and do this thing? Can I divert my attention from there to doing this thing to nourish myself? Well, yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can do that even in the presence of guilt, because just because you feel guilty, it doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong. Please check in, observe your moral code, and ask yourself what's important to me in this moment. And we need nourishment so that we can keep giving and keep going. Okay, so it's not just our needs that we're meeting. In meeting our needs, we meet the needs of our families. Yeah. Okay, so a quick recap on ways to dial down guilt. Number one, take a look at the purpose of guilt. It's there to keep us living in harmony and peace with each other. But it's just a messenger. It's not the gospel truth. We need to check in and ask ourselves, are we transgressing our moral code here? Okay. And we can take loving action even in the face of guilt. Allow it to be there, make peace with it, asking ourselves what's important to us right now. And we go and do that thing with relish. Yeah. This is a conversation that we need to keep having. Okay. Guilt is going to keep popping up, but I hope this gives you just some food for thought. Yeah. Mull it over and ask yourself, underneath that guilt, is it love that lies beneath it? Take good care of you lovely people. I hope these tips serve you well. We're in it together. Bye.